Might be actually our worst album by consensus this year so far.
I think it is.
Yeah. Hello everyone. My name is Shiloh and I'm here with my co-host Micah.
Yeah.
And today we're bringing you guys another episode of the New Music Podcast. This week around we're doing things a smidgen different and we're actually going to be talking about 4 albums rather than 5 like normal.
Actually, it's 3 albums and 1 EP.
We're talking about 4 things that may as well be albums. And
No.
one of them's technically an it's album length, okay? That's all I'm trying to get at.
It's not music.
It's 29 minutes, 10 songs. We'll get there. Yeah, I mean, one of these is a double album. The other one isn't technically a double album.
It's 27 songs long. Oh my god.
Yeah, we have a double album and a 27 song long album, and we just decided that this is more than enough music for the week, so we're just gonna run it with these ones. And you want to tell the people what those albums are, Micah?
No, I don't want to, because first up we have MGK and Trippie Redd's their new EP, Genre, space, : space, Sadboy. Ew.
Worst title ever. I hate how the colon is even used.
I think, yeah, I know, it's just, And then we have Sematary hitting us with Bloody Angel. Sematary's it's a mixtape. 8th mixtape?
8th mixtape, I do believe, yeah. It depends on if you count the Ghost Mountain stuff too, because technically that's collaborative, but either way.
Yeah, I'm counting it.
Yeah.
And then Sum 41 with a double LP. Heaven, space, : X, space, Hell.
Just the worst formatted titles this week.
Oh.
Yeah. They really just could have called it like Heaven/Hell, Heaven and Hell. I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know, whatever. We got Beyoncé hitting us with the second album in a trilogy, if I'm to be correct, Cowboy Carter.
Yeah, indeed.
She's on a horse. You can't ride horses like that.
She's on a horse for the second time. Yeah.
Yeah, but now she's facing the other way.
That's true.
What has she been doing the third time? Is she just not looking at the camera?
Standing on the horse.
Oh my god. Do a kickflip. Please do not do a kickflip on a horse. That is animal abuse.
Do not do a kickflip. All right.
Unless they like it.
Yeah, I suppose. Unless they like it. I don't think any of them do.
I don't know about that.
Alrighty. Well, let's roll on in with our EP for the week, Trippie Redd and MGK's Genre Sadboy.
Shawty fucking suck the semen off my dick. I'm a demon child, real heathen in this bitch. They want the smoke, bring the heat like a bit. Ice on my neck, turn the heat on a little bit. Hey, I got drugs on mine. We'll be singing them today, but my mind.
Oh no.
Oh man. Yeah, so
Alright. That's all I gotta say. Let's move on to the next.
pretty much the most panned album that came out this year, I think. Like, Lil Dicky's Peanut might be on the same level, but I feel like this one is more gross than that album by a significant margin.
Yeah, because Lil Dicky's trying to be funny, so it's kind of like, yes.
Yeah.
Peanut has a higher score to overall. Peanut only has a 21. People seem to hate that much less because Trippie Redd and MGK's album has a 13 on Album of the Year with 2,512 scores.
Yeah, that is one of the craziest low scores I've ever seen. I'm shocked. Like, there's nobody who's really defending this. I mean, if you go on Twitter and, look for MGK writers, if you really want to find them, they exist, but
I found one.
Yeah, it's really rare though. It's really few and far between. Pretty much everybody's just
It's like a shiny Pokemon.
yeah, it's a shiny Pokemon. It's just a shitty Pokemon. Yeah, this shit's pretty terrible, and it's the most just tasteless, horrific form of terrible. They're really boiling emo rap down to its worst possible level and just boiling it down to the most generic, soulless version of what you could get here. Like, please, someone tell MGK he is not Lil Peep and he never will be.
For real.
He is trying so hard.
Man, this sounds like the kind of shit a bunch of high schoolers would make if they managed to somehow pool money together and pay for studio time.
It doesn't even, though. Like, it sounds like it very easily could have been just recorded in somebody's bedroom and mixed by someone who has no idea what they're doing, because the mixing makes this thing unlistenable.
I guess nowadays, yeah. With, like, the power of the internet, we have that easier access to shitty mixing.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I've heard people make music that has better mixed vocals in, like, the online free music mixing softwares that just, like, don't even download.
Halfway through the album, I thought the album was different because the volume was just so different, and so was the mixing. I was like, this is not Sum 41, because that's the order we have it in the playlist.
Yeah, I'll say this whenever we get to it, but this is one of 2 times this week that I was listening to an album, and I had to go listen to music that I know really well to make sure that my setup wasn't just, like, fucked audio-wise. I'm like, you're joking. These vocals are not mixed this bad. It can't be. Like, every time Trippie Redd starts laying down vocals here, it just shreds my fucking ears, man.
For real, bro. I sent you a little image.
That's great. Oh man, yeah. First zero in quite some time from the Melon.
Yeah,
gotta love it. Love to see it.
Started putting a few words down on album of the year, and I had written, "Please stop releasing music, please."
Yeah, and it really sucks too on Trippie Redd's side because I just feel dumb for defending his more recent stuff.
I don't think I've ever liked Trippie Redd.
I mean, he hasn't ever been one of the emo rap artists that I was the most fond of, but I guess I kind of figured at least he would be kind of carrying the torch from the first wave because, I mean, this is super sad to say, but literally almost everyone who started the genre is genuinely dead right now. And it's like, this is what you're doing. This is what you're doing, Trippie Redd. As one of the innovators of the genre, you are boiling it down to the most lackluster fucking version of it. It just sucks to see. It's so gross.
I hope that he was just too busy working on Life's a Trip 2.
I hope that's okay, but I don't really have high hopes anymore.
I hope it's gonna be, like, at least something.
The first Life's a Trip is a pretty good album, and it's what a lot of people would say is, like, some of the peak emo rap. Again, I was never the hugest Trippie Redd fan. I've always preferred, like, Juice WRLD, Lil Peep, you know, so on and so forth. But he was doing something at one point, and now this is just awful. I hate how this album is using depression as an aesthetic too.
Yeah, it's like, I'm so quirky.
Right. It's talking about being sad in a way, or like doing drugs and having relationship problems and being depressed and everything in such a way that's like, there's no heart put into this. You guys are just saying some shit and then using it to like sound cool. When I think of an album that really represents depression, I think of Earl Sweatshirt's I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside, for example. If you put that next to something like this, the contrast is so harsh. You know what I'm saying?
I understand you. I fucking hate this shit so much. I'm not gonna lie.
It's awful.
This is like the Facebook hometown edginess bullshit.
What did you just send me?
I was looking at Facebook for an example, but I just, like, didn't want to go that far.
Oh, man. Yeah, also the beat selection here. What's going on? Why?
Oh, dude, YouTube free beat.
That's exactly what I said. It sounds like they typed in emo rap artist insert here and then type beat and didn't even, like, screen the beats before listening to them. And then the lyrics are so bad, it's like they didn't even write anything down and were just like, yes, I will go on the subject matter that I am supposed to and do nothing else.
This is some Fiverr-ass beats, bro.
Hey man, Fiverr artists do not deserve that.
No, they don't. I just thought it was funny. Shout out Fiverr artists who are good.
Shout out the Fiverr artists. We appreciate the hustle. But the beat on Time Travel just like contrasts so crazy bad. It's actually insane.
Oh my god.
It's so like upbeat and shit. And kind of the same thing can be said for Struggles, but that has like the whistle section that just makes me want to like kill a man. Like it makes me violent.
What's the guitar in this song, by the way?
I don't know, man. It's awful. They're just poking at the things that sound good in emo rap and then being like, oh, never mind, I won't do that, actually. I'll make this sound horrible.
No, but this guitar is just so fucking out of place, bro. Tune your guitar, for the love of God.
It sounds AI generated, man.
It might be.
It might be, yeah. Like, imagine they just put out AI generated beats.
It sounds like Sea of Lettuce type beat, slowed and reverbed.
That is such a niche reference. I don't think anyone hearing this is going to know who Sea of Lettuce is, but that is not an insult. Go listen to them.
if you don't get it, indie artist, slowed and reverbed.
Yeah, pretty much that.
Think Mac DeMarco.
Yeah, pretty similar to Mac DeMarco, yes. I don't know, man. Do you have specific least favorites or, like, songs that you thought were okay?
The first track was the best track, and then it was all downhill from there.
I think the first two are actually not the worst thing I've ever heard.
The first two tracks are the reason it's not a 0. It's still single digit.
Yeah, I will explain myself a little bit on that, because the way that I do my scores is usually like kind of an equation based on multiple factors that I consider and my individual track ratings. And I will say that my original score was above a 1 out of 10. Like, I was sitting at, I believe, a 17% before. But then when you look at this project more broadly, that's when it gets more ugly, because the fact that it exists is just an abomination.
If you give it anything below a 20, I feel like if you give it a 20, whatever, I guess.
Right, sure. It just shouldn't exist, though. And those first two songs sound okay.
Every time I refresh, by the way, the score is going down.
That's insane.
It's at a 13 now.
Whoa. That's crazy.
It was at a 14 at the start of recording.
That's wild.
And I put mine in a day or two ago. What did you score it?
My score on this ends up being a 0.
I gave it a 7.
7? You know, I really did go back and forth with myself on this because, like I said, you know, if I am to give it the points that I gave for individual songs being, like, serviceable, I do end up somewhere around that high end of the teen numbers. It's gonna be like somewhere around a 15 to 20% for me, but
I did the equation and I landed on a 7 and I was fine with that.
Yeah, this just gets brought down entirely for me based on the fact that it's using this aesthetic to do something so gross and there's just no reason to actually listen to it.
Yeah.
It's just such a non-starter. Like, there's no reason for this to exist.
Also, my reasoning for not giving it a 0 is because I don't want it to seem like I just didn't listen to it, gave it a 0 and left. I want it to, like, actually be known that this fucking shit sucks and I listened to it.
I totally agree. And it did take a lot of back and forth for me. Like I said, I was conflicted.
I was still pretty back and forth.
Yeah, I'm like, this just shouldn't exist. There's no reason for it to. No, it's awful.
Not good.
Not good. Not good at all. Not good. There's not really a ton more to say, I don't think. Do you have anything else to say?
Let's stop talking about it, please.
Sounds good. Let's do that, and let's never talk about it again and forget this shit exists.
Already done.
Already done. Cool. Next album up is Sematary's Bloody Angel mixtape.
I have been like doing notes on this since right before we recorded because I was so back and forth on what my favorite track was.
Me too. Oh my god, it's so hard to decide for me because there's a few on here that I think are just perfect. And it's like, how do I compare perfect songs to each other? So that kind of gets my thoughts out in the open air.
I was mostly stuck between Wendigo and Mordor, because Mordor's hilarious. But I think Wendigo ends up being my favorite track on the album, just to go straight into it.
Both of those are not my, like, absolute favorites, but Wendigo probably would be if this was my first time hearing it. I'll put it like that, because I did hear it as a single, and then played it, like, I think genuinely a few hundred times, probably.
I played it, like, 2 or 3 times as a single, and then I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
I was listening to other stuff.
That has been, like, my driving song since before this album came out. That was the song that I kept putting on in the car, like, all the time, because it just sounds so sick in that context, and I think the rest of this album really fits the same way.
For real. I overplayed the Turnabout EP instead.
Oh, yeah. I did a little bit as well, but yeah, it was mostly Wendigo that I was like, yeah, this is going to be be the fucking song for me. So now I'm hearing things like Parking Lot Scarecrow, and you said Mordor as well. Mordor's a great one, and there's like moments that are just completely impressing the shit out of me, and I just didn't expect it all. Dead Trees is insane. He's almost doing a shoegaze thing on this song.
Yes.
It's so crazy.
I gave Dead Trees a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, that one's such a moment because like Buckshot's verse on it is super cool too. His contributions to the track are awesome. That hook that just gets so layered and crazy, and it's just like the most noisy, chaotic shit, but one of the more melodic songs at the same time. Wild.
Plus ending off on Get Money and Die.
Get Money and Die is wild. The fucking top of the morning looking ass beat. I don't know what his logic was in picking that instrumental, but I'm glad he did. It's so odd.
Also, notable features, Buckshot and Hackle, like we know about them.
You got Wicca Phase on here, and that song is also awesome. It's great, I think, anyways. Barrow Rights.
So that song, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, again, something that I just couldn't have ever predicted happening. Hearing the Hauntaholics tag right next to the Goth Boy Click tag was just like,
yeah, bro.
Wow, this is real life, huh? That's so weird. I think it's really cool that he's leaning so far into the like spooky horror and cryptid themes and titles and topics and everything, and going back to that persona of just like being a crazy guy with a chainsaw and not much more than that. I feel like Haunted Mound has been heading down this path of just more and more becoming just rappers doing like some noisy rap music, but this is right back in that original talking about cryptids, talking about just murdering people, and then throwing in crazy lines that just shouldn't make sense, but they're funny as hell, or they just work really well. The personality is back. That's what I'm saying, I guess.
Yeah, you can even tell in the album cover, because going back to like the Butcher House mixtape and the Screaming Forest mixtape, you kind of got that, I don't want to say toned down, but like compare it to Rainbow Bridge 3.
Yeah, this one is back to the full force extreme ridiculousness.
Mans has no shirt on.
Yes. It might be his craziest cover. It's so bad, but so good.
Real.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm looking at the cover for Gravehouse. It looks so young. Oh my god, they've aged so much in 5 years.
That's what the fucking cigarettes will do to you. But you can't lose that. That's part of the whole thing. But also, I guess he was probably like 17 there, and he's like 22 now or something like that. So
yeah. Oh my god, we're the same age as him.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy to think about?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it really is, man. I really think this is such a huge return to form, and Butcher House was okay and everything. Screaming Forest is pretty mid. I think that this is what we needed from the new Haunted Mound era, because it's still kind of doing that thing with like the really blown out vocals and more of a like trap leaning and drill leaning sound than some of the earliest stuff, but it's incorporating all the like old horror elements that made it have the original charm.
Yeah, bro. I feel like Parking Lot Scarecrow really shows that.
God, such a banger. Yes. Yeah, it really is just like the personality that you come to expect.
With the blown out noise.
Yeah. It's such a pairing of these things in a perfect way. And I mean, if you scroll down the track list, like this is long. This is like a pretty long album. There's 53 minutes of music, I think.
16 tracks.
Yeah. But throughout that, I mean, naturally there's going to be some lower songs than others, but I think there's really only one that I would pretty much always skip, and that's Demon in Pain. How about you?
So glad that you said that, because I feel the same. Demon Pain is my least favorite track on this album.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a bad track. I just don't really like.
I'm completely mid on it because I still like the aesthetics and some of the choices made with it, but realistically that chorus is just so clunky. It's just kind of giving me some cringe vibes, I guess. Yeah, it's just not quite right. And then Headlights leaves a little bit to desire lyrically, but it's still kind of a fun party banger thing going on. It did make me a little worried for this album, though.
I really liked Headlights.
I mean, it's fun.
Yeah, I feel like Headlights is better on the second listen through.
Yeah.
It's just they did the one, and that's just as much as you need.
Yeah, right. It is the Haunted Mound take on like a party song, and I think that's fun for what it is, but I mean...
Chainsaw Party.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you did have Chainsaw Party before, but I do feel like Chainsaw Party is a much better song.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, definitely.
I wrote down for Buried in My Heart. All the Y's instead of I's is really funny too. But My Heart, I wrote down banger instrumental.
Yeah, that is such an unexpected moment.
I was like, whoa, but I was extremely like glad it was there. It's definitely very interesting.
Yeah, it really adds like a little break to the monotony because this thing will just wear your ears down a little bit, and it also sounds awesome.
And then after Buried in My Heart, it just goes straight back into it with Benadryl Angel and Herstrucks.
Yeah.
Hypes you up enough for Barrow Whites with the Wick of Phase Springs Eternal.
Yeah, and Herstrucks I think is another highlight on the album because this one sounds like it came straight out of Rainbow Bridge 3.
For real.
Yeah, it's just as like noisy and crazy and like just experimental in a way that a lot of the recent stuff hasn't been.
It's got the riff that they overuse.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so good to see this as a longtime Sematary fan.
Sure.
Yeah.
What was your favorite track on the mixtape?
I think we both said this, kind of going back and forth. My favorite right now is Parking Lot Scarecrow. I mean, it just goes so hard in like the car, when I'm listening to it, any other setting. This is just such a banging chorus, and like it does everything right. It's a perfect song for me. But then Dead Trees, Barrow Rights, and Herstruck are all very close.
I'm stuck between Mordor and Wendigo, but another one that would be a contender is Headlights.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I think that I'm kind of on the lower end for the reception of Headlights. I think most people like it better than me.
Oh, never mind. Mordor's my favorite. I just listened to the opening, and when he goes riding around Mordor.
It is so sick. Both of those songs are like pretty solid 9 out of 10s for me.
Okay, I think the Lord of the Rings reference is really funny.
Yeah, and then mixes in a Bloodborne reference in there at some point too.
Yeah, yeah. I love all that, bro.
Yeah.
That it really hits my nerdy fucking edgelord heartstrings.
Yeah.
The fucking bar is, we got big swords like Bloodborne. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, man. Oh, it's great.
What was your overall score?
My overall score on this ends up being an 87, and I don't know what it's going to be with time, but that's where I'm sitting right now. This is my second favorite Sematary album, third if you count the stuff with Ghost Mountain.
It landed at an 86 for me, and also third if you count the stuff with Ghost Mountain.
Nice. Awesome. That is pretty fucking great. We're right on the same page. Okay.
And then up next we have Sum 41, right?
Yes.
We have a double LP. They have Hervin and Heel.
Dressed in their summer clothes.
Okay then. Yeah, final Sum 41 album from what I understand. This is their grandiose exit. Yeah.
I used to listen to a lot of Sum 41 back into the day.
Yeah.
When I was a small little baby child. Keeping it real though, their last few albums kind of blew.
I have a decent amount of nostalgia for, I'm trying to remember what the actual name of it is.
Does This Look Infected or Order and Decline? Or All Kill It No Filler?
13 Voices. I have a decent amount of nostalgia for 13 Voices because I heard that album when it came out and I did really like it at the time. I would have been like,
That's so weird.
8 years younger than I am right now. 14, yeah. So it's kind of the sort of album you'd like when you're 14. I don't ever come back to that, but like I have that, and then like yeah, their first couple albums have songs that you're just going to like being a pop punk fan. I've got a decent amount of nostalgia for them and everything, but it's not music I listen to now. No. And you did say unfortunately, so I guess get into what you didn't really dig about this.
I said unfortunately their last album.
Oh, so like
I didn't like a ton on the Heaven side of the album. I did feel like it was very bottom heavy with the Hell side carrying the project.
I see.
My unfortunate comes from the fact where it looks like they were trying some new things that were starting to like sort of pan out, but they ended up kind of falling flat, which is maybe why they're stopping, because they don't want to go farther with it or can't or something. But
yeah, it really felt to me like they're ending because they're out of ideas. Like, that's what I gather from this.
yeah, oh my god, they reused the same riff like 6 fucking times in this fucking album.
Every song has the same chorus. Like, we have 20 songs here.
I liked the first track.
Yeah, I like the first track.
I liked the first track, and then it was mid.
It starts off okay, and then there's pretty decent songs scattered throughout that the hell half of the album. That's how I would put it.
The tracks I liked on the Heaven side were Waiting on a Twist of Fate, Bad Mistake, and Johnny Libertine are the ones that I like gave a positive score to.
Johnny Libertine is something I'm pretty conflicted on, because part of me is like, yeah, this one's fun, but it also sounds like Jesus of Suburbia from Wish.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, and it's 2 minutes, and it's just kind of like, it's in and out, and it's fine.
It's a minute 30.
Oh, yeah, a minute and a half, actually, okay.
I was conflicted, too. That's why I ended up giving it the positive score, because I was like, it's just here for a second. You can sound like Green Day for a minute and a half. I know I shit on Green Day a lot, but I used to like Green Day.
Yeah.
Green Day's not that bad. It's a meme.
Yeah, no. They sound just like the standard pop punk through most of this album. It's going to sound like Green Day. It's going to sound like old Sum 41. It's just really pop punk by the numbers for the most part. And I do like that they get heavier with it on the second half, but it's not really enough to make me impressed.
Track 16, or track 6 on the Hell side, House of Liars, I also said sounded like Green Day.
Really? I don't think I got it from that one, but...
Let me go back to it.
I don't know. By the time I get to track 16, I'm kind of checked out, to be honest.
Yeah, no, this is like, they're literally like mocking Green Day. Like, it sounds like it's one of their deep cuts. The Green Day song they're copying sucks ass too. I can't fucking remember what it's called.
I don't know if it's even really fair to say that, though, because, I mean, I don't know exactly when both of the bands started, but they were both just a couple of the original pop punk bands. Pop punk just sounds like this. It's just really, really just doing the paint by numbers as far as the pop punk template goes.
I should have done more research on this, but it sounds like an exact copy, like actual plagiarism.
If we want to get into that, how about the fact that the guitar solo of Rise Up is literally just Through the Fire and Flames by Dragon Force?
Yeah, let me go back to it.
I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and be like, oh yeah, it's like a tribute, like they're paying homage, but I don't see a sample listed. I don't see writing credits.
Oh, was there not? I didn't check. All right, that's no longer a positive score track. Because I was like, oh, they like sampled Dragon Force.
I hope that it's that, but I don't really like that song anyways.
Let me go look.
I don't see it credited anywhere. I haven't found it.
I don't. Oh no.
No, I think they really just heard that riff. Like this whole album sounds like they played Guitar Hero 3 and they're just like, yeah, let me just make that.
I'm not gonna lie, if we were like middle schoolers, like that would've been fucking sick. We'd be like, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude, if I was 13 again, to be 13 again and listening to this, bro, I'd be having such a good time.
Yeah, bro.
But that's the thing, I was with 13 voices. Like, that's exactly the situation there. I was like 13, 14, listening to a slightly heavier Sum 41 album than what they had done before, and I'm like, yeah, it's fucking awesome. I remember also seeing them live shortly after that, and I was shocked at how loud they play live. It's insane, actually. Blew my fucking whole ears out.
Just because they're old.
They're just trying to hear it? No. Yeah, I don't know, man. Well, I mean, that's only 15 years into their career, but whatever.
Only.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know, man.
I'm at the dragon part.
Yeah.
I'm not, a little bit of this album did make me super nostalgic for their album This Look Infected, and then the band Rise Against, just all the pop punk in middle school. I think we've been mentioning that over and over again.
Bro, why did I not even think of Rise Against? That's such a good comparison. I think that is what was reminding me of something throughout the album, but I wasn't exactly sure what. You're so right about Rise Against. This sounds like Rise Against, but again, just kind of regular pop punk stuff. So you can kind of say it about any pop punk band.
Does Rise Against hold up today? That is the real question.
No. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't think so. I think I listened to their last album and I've had similar feelings, so.
No, their album Appeal to Reason, is that still good today?
Probably not. I haven't exactly checked it out in a while.
Their album, The Sufferer and The Witness, has a user score of 80 with just under 300 ratings.
Really? I never got like super far into them, so I don't know.
I just listened to those two albums, and those they're good albums. Don't get me wrong. Like,
yeah, good enough, and that's all this album really is too. It's like it's fine, it's good enough. But the thing is, all of the songs already existed.
They could have just not dropped. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how I feel, and it's a shame because I want to be like, hell yeah, good send off, Sum 41.
Remember when I messaged you Crazy Taxi 5 soundtrack?
Yes, I do. Just
this is what I was referring to.
Okay, yeah. For those of you who want some context here, he just randomly messaged me, and that was supposed to go in his notes app, but it got copied to the text somehow.
No, I couldn't find my notes app. I was just like driving.
It's so funny.
I just
Crazy Taxi 5. I don't think I've played it, to be honest with you, but
not a game. I'm pretty sure it's not a game. It just sounds like if they kept making Crazy Taxi games, like the bowling alley arcade Crazy Taxi games,
okay.
It would have ended up, this would have been the soundtrack for the 5th one.
That's great. Yeah, and if standard pop punk is really your cup of tea and you just want to hear more Sum 41 that just sounds like Sum 41, then this is going to be...
Go listen to the old shit.
Well, there's that too, yeah. You can totally just listen to the old shit, but if you just want that, but like again, then this is going to be like pretty sick.
I guess, yeah. This will be on at your local bowling alley.
It will be on all the rock radios. Like the singles from this are just going to be played to death.
If you're in like the Wisconsin area, don't tune in to 94.1. You will only hear Sum 41.
That is probably exactly what's going to be happening, unfortunately, yes.
Like, when the Judas Priest album dropped, I was tuning into 94.1, and I was like, oh, fuck it.
Yeah, right. Like, it just kind of depends on what the current mainstream rock thing that happens is.
What the meta is.
Yeah, and the meta was Judas Priest before now, but I feel like this is going to be the rock radio album.
Nothing but 90s. Hard rock. Rock so hard, it's gonna kill your family. Then they're gonna play this.
Yeah. Just play anything from the hell side so that it's just a little bit heavy.
No, they would.
Oh, man. Do you have specific favorites and least favorites? Because I kind of do.
Yeah, me too. I don't need anyone. I think I said that one was the best song. Let me go make sure I'm not capping.
That's my third favorite.
And then my least favorite one. Okay, so it's not really fair because I don't like covers all that much, and them doing Paint It Black was really weird. But I have a lot of least favorites if you don't count the cover.
The cover is so stupid that it exists. Like, I just don't know why they did that.
Radio Silence, Landmines, I Can't Wait, and Time Won't Wait were my least favorites. They were all tied for last.
Yep. Not great ones.
And none of them offended me more than the other.
I hate Dopamine.
Oh my fucking god. Fuck that track.
It sounds like teenage sitcom thing. Like, it sounds like it should be in a Disney Channel movie. Pisses me off.
For real.
Yeah.
What was your overall score?
My overall score on this ends up being a 54%.
I gave it a 58.
58? Yeah, I think it's really just kind of sitting in that middle ground of things that we're never going to come back to. But I am a little conflicted at the end of the day because it sounds nice enough while it's on. I don't know, man.
Like, I'm not going to be mad at you for playing it, but I'm like, listen to that.
Right. It's going to be like, can we just listen to something interesting? I don't know.
Please.
Yeah, alright, well, I think that wraps it up for that album, so we can move on to our last one, Beyonce's Cowboy Carter.
This ain't Texas, ain't no hold'em, so lay your cards on that shit, dance, bounce on that shit, no hands. Running through the river.
Beyonce. Cowboy Carter.
Cowboy
His
Carter.
name's Playboy Cardi, Cowboy?
Playboy Cardi Cowboy.
Please drop a country album, Playboy Cardi.
That would be something.
Would be music.
That would be music.
This album was pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, and...
So long.
Yeah, and it is so long. There's a big elephant in the room with this one.
Oh, really? What's the elefante in the room?
The length of it. It's just so long. Like, it just goes on forever. And I don't know. It feels like it's overcompensating.
Yep.
But it's still good. So I'm like, I don't know.
I mean this in the nicest way, but shut the fuck up. There's like 2 or 3 covers. There's so many tracks, I'm just not even going to bother picking them all out.
Blackbird and... I think Blackbird's just like an actual... faithful cover and does all of the lyrics, and then Jolene by Dolly Parton is switched around to be like the fucking badass version of it.
Yeah, oh my god.
That's a pretty cool moment to me. I like it.
I don't really like the covers on the albums, especially if you're 27 tracks. Just don't put the covers on the album. Willie Nelson on here was fucking sick, and so was Dolly Parton in general. Like the interludes they had with those guys are awesome.
I don't like that necessarily was a thing. I think that there's a better version of this album that just has the Willie Nelson skits in between songs.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And like uses it like a concept.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be so cool.
Dude, hearing Willie Nelson talk, I'm just like, oh, fuck yeah. All the old people I know like he, that means they smoke weed.
Yeah, right. His whole vibe on his interludes are super cool, but then I feel like it's kind of devalidated by the other times you have like Dolly Parton and Linda Martell just doing these like spoken sections, and it makes me start feeling like she felt like she needed to justify herself to make country music, so she had like the veterans of the genre come on, but it's like you don't need to justify it, just make good country music. And then she does.
I don't dock her points for that because there was a whole lot of like controversy with that, and I do understand her needing to feel that way.
I get it, yeah.
But like you don't have to. I get it, but I don't like it, so I'm not docking her points for that.
Yeah, I understand the fact that there was like a bunch of controversy of her trying to enter country music and everything and like do her thing with it, and people were saying she wasn't valid in it, but really all you have to do to say those claims are wrong is just make good songs, and then she does make the good songs, but there's just so many unnecessary things in between all the good songs.
Yeah, bro, the covers. The covers are my favorite things.
I don't mind the covers, but
I guess I shouldn't say that. I gave them both 6s. I gave Oh Louisiana a 5 out of 10.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember which one that is. Track 20.
Track 21.
Oh, yeah. What is that? I forgot that's here.
I don't know.
Why is that here? My notes are, what? No, for real, what is happening? I'm so confused. And then just like a bunch of question marks out of 10.
That's so funny.
There's a lot of things like that here, though. Like the genre switch ups to me, the songs that are so heavy handed with it.
Yeah, on Spaghetti, I was so expecting Spaghetti to be like the most country song because it's like, haha, spaghetti western.
Right.
And then they're rapping on it, and I'm just like, oh. I mean, it's fine. You're allowed to do that. But, like, I was expecting something else, I guess.
It sounds good, but those songs that do the genre switch stuff feel like they're just here for the sake of it and nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't prioritize being a song. It prioritizes covering a lot of genres.
What was your opinion on Riverdance?
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just backpedal on everything I just said because I do really like the country and dance music fusion thing that's going on with this one. This one kind of slaps. That's the one moment where I'll be like, yeah, Riverdance goes pretty hard.
I wasn't crazy about it. It's fine.
There's like part of me that doesn't like it, but there's a bigger part of me that does. I'll put it like that.
Post Malone was on here.
I don't like the Post Malone feature. I don't like the song with Post Malone.
No.
I'm sorry. I love Post Malone.
He was talking about jeans, bro. I love Post Malone as a person.
Yeah.
I'd hang out with Post Malone.
Absolutely. I love his music. I'm kind of strange in that I'm not
very into it.
Lean on kind of the like music nerd pretentious side of things on one hand, but then I also listen to Post Malone often. I get that it's kind of a weird
Malone
take, but I love Post Malone. I think that his last album, I honestly even really liked his country album thing, the folk, whatever side of things that you want to call it, I think was pretty good, but I don't like how he sounds here.
What was your opinion on track 4?
Track 4?
Sorry, I lost what tangent we were on. I'm talking to Mother-in-Law about the album now, too.
Oh, nice. Protector? Yeah, I love that one, actually. I think that it's really sweet, and I love that she kind of like includes her daughter in it and then writes a song about her daughter. It's a really sweet track. I think that that's one of the best ones, honestly. Yeah, great song. Love that one.
That was pretty good. I liked it.
But like when you get into the features also, like we were kind of talking about the Post Malone one, Miley Cyrus is right before that, and I think that is a pretty poorly used Miley Cyrus feature.
Miley Cyrus at home, don't bring her
out. Man, I'm sorry, but their voices conflict in such a like gross sounding way because Beyoncé is like a really good traditionally sounding singer, like she just is an impressive singer, and then Miley Cyrus just has her own unique tone, but she's not exactly the greatest singer on like an objective level. So when you pair those two things together, you have such an ugly mix of things, and they're singing at like the same time on multiple moments of the song, and it just sounds not good to me. I don't know.
Also, I realize that might sound like I'm shitting really heavily on Miley Cyrus, but I do believe I did like, we liked Plastic Hearts, right?
A little bit. I actually liked her last album a little bit more too. I think I liked it quite a bit better than the Consensus.
Alright.
I mean, that had, shit, I'm brain fart right here, but either way, yeah, no, I'm not trying to shit on Miley Cyrus either. I'm just saying that Beyonce is the type of singer that's just going to impress everyone, and Miley Cyrus is going to be someone you like because of how she sings rather than how good she is at singing. So when you pair those things together, you just end up with something that sounds pretty ugly.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Endless Summer Vacation was the last one, now that I'm looking at it, and I really like a few songs on that, but kind of a tangent aside.
Another notable thing was the TikTok song on here, on track 6, I think that was what it was. No.
It's a TikTok song now? Texas Hold'em?
Yep, Texas Hold'em, that was the TikTok song.
No, that's just the big single by a popular artist. It's not a TikTok song.
It's the one all over TikTok, bro, like the part where it's, this is in Texas.
The chorus of it is, yeah, okay.
That is all over TikTok. Every 3 TikToks is that sound.
Can we not? That's a banger. I don't want it to be overplayed. It slaps.
It is a banger. It's so good. I don't know, man. I'm not sick of it.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
It holds up. It holds up after thousands of times hearing it.
I don't actually go on TikTok much at all, but...
I mean YouTube Shorts, same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard it at all on there, because my YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels and everything, and all those are just like in a bunch of weird little niche pockets when I do actually go on them, which isn't super often. And right now, my girlfriend's TikTok is all just the JoJo Siwa song that came out, so that's the one I'm hearing constantly. Yeah. It's not because she likes it, it's just... It's just there all the time. So I had no idea this was popping off on there. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. It is super catchy, and something being popular on TikTok is usually just a testament to it being super catchy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Either way, super good song.
What was your favorite track? Was that your favorite track?
No, I believe Protector actually was. Oh, okay. So my favorites on here were Bodyguard, Protector, and then Texas Hold'em.
Mine was Daughter.
Daughter's great.
Protector, and the Texas Hold'em.
Okay. Yeah. And all of those are in the first half year, because that's before it goes off the rails entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah. The song lengths in the back half, too, are just, what's going on? Why do we have, minute-long songs and 5-minute-long songs? Just balance it out.
It'd be so good if it wasn't 27 tracks.
Yeah, if you just, focused in and really dialed into the longer songs here and just made them a little bit more well-fleshed out. Honestly, you can just kind of cut all the genre switch stuff and all the interlude stuff, and, we just don't need it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can throw it on the B-side.
Yeah.
If you want to. Make a B-side.
There's almost 2 albums here. That's the thing.
Is 2 albums here.
I don't think it's considered a double album officially, but...
I know.
It's a front half that's really good and really consistent and is her doing her country thing and doing it super well, and then a back half that's what the fuck is going on?
Really? What was your overall score?
My overall score on this ends up being a 73, just because I was impressed by so many songs.
I gave it a 74 for the same reason.
Nice. We're really just right on the same page with albums today.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Okay, cool. So I guess that's actually our last one for the week then, which does feel weird to say, having only talked about 4 albums. But I suppose we can move on to our last section, unless you had anything else to say.
Yep, that's all I got to say.
Alrighty, sounds good. We'll go from worst to best, going all the way up the list. Naturally, and as expected, our bottom placement for the week is Trippie Redd and MGK's genre: sadboy that should not exist, which is coming in at a 3.5% between the two of us. Might be actually our worst album by consensus this year so far, I think.
I think it is.
Yeah, all the way at the bottom, which it can stay right there.
I'm surprised it's in contention with Slip Pop Miami and Green Day.
I had no idea I would be giving another 0 so soon. That doesn't really happen all too often for me. I'd say there's usually 1 or 2 a year at the very most, but we're just months removed here, if even that. I didn't expect to have to hit him with another one, but Like, this just shouldn't have ever happened.
For real.
Yeah. But then we got Sum 41 coming in at third place, significantly higher, but not that high at 56%. Unfortunately, a bit of an underwhelming farewell, but we will keep good memories in our hearts of Sum 41. And then Beyonce's new country album, Cowboy Carter, of course, coming in at 73.5%. Pretty good stuff. Pretty bloated album, but it's something to listen to for sure. And then at the top of the week, Semetary's Bloody Angel coming in at an 86.5% between the two of us. Really something that if you're going to be into it, you're going to dig this a lot, which is kind of the case for both of us. And if this is not your thing, then this is still not going to be your thing. But definitely go ahead and give it a try if you thought anything we said sounded interesting about it, because you might just love it a lot. I guess that kind of wraps it up for this week, though. Micah, do you have anything to say to the people at home?
My wife farted and the mic picked it up.
That's pretty wholesome. And we'll see you next time.